Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I am the teacher of Ismaila Youth Services School and I am taking your online class of 7. Today we will read unit number 11, The World in your Room of Course Book and Dolly the Sheep of Workbook. First, you have to listen my instructions and you have to follow this. Copy all the work in your fair copy, make title page and show date, practice all the work. Now we are having here the vocabulary of course book on page number 141. Many new words are created when new inventions are made. In English, these new words are often drawn from ancient Greek and Latin, the language of the Romans. Consider the word technology and see how it has evolved as explained below. Technology, technique, Greek meaning skill, art, and Lego means this is the Greek word and the meaning of Lego is I speak. Some more words are elaborated here for your convenience. Ancient in Latin meaning in and Gigno Latin meaning create. Locomotive, loco Latin meaning place, motivius Latin meaning motive. So we are having here different words and we have to be known that how it has been created. So we are having here exercise A of course book on page number 141. So we are having here the question, find the origins of these words from the text and write them down. First word we have photograph. What's the origin of photograph? Photo, it means it's a Greek word and meaning light, graphos, Greek meaning drawing pictures. And the second is telephone. So what's the origin of telephone? Tele, Greek meaning far off, phone, Greek meaning voice. And what is the origin of mobile? Mobile is Latin meaning movable. So the third word is gizmo. And what's the origin of gizmo? American English meaning something you can't give a name to. And the fourth fifth one we are having a computer. So what's the origin of computer? Computer, Latin meaning to count some up. So the next we are having word here audio. What's the origin of audio? Audio, Latin meaning hear. So the last one we are having here is stereophonic. So what's the origin of stereophonic? Stereo is Greek meaning solid phone, Greek meaning voice. So we are also having more words and we have to be known what's the origin of these words. So the next is chatbot. What's the origin of chatbot? It's a chat to question to its meaning to Twitter, gossip robot, rebota, Slavic work. So next is camera and what's the origin of camera? Camera Latin meaning well-lit room. So the next is Canon. Canon Latin meaning reed or tube. The next one we are having tram, middle flemish meaning beam, power, rung. And the next is truck. What is the origin of truck? Trachea, Latin meaning small wheel pulley. So we are having here exercise D of course book on page number 142. We're having here the question discuss why the smart chair might be called a child or a pear. So it is the combination of the word cheer and bed. So it's called a smart chair might be called a chat or beer. Now we are having here the exercise D on page number 142 and 143. We are having here the question fill in the blanks with the word related to various aspects of technology listed in the box. Now I'm starting reading, and please students, you have to take the screenshots as well, and you also have to write them on your workbook or in your free copy. Now I'm starting the blanks here. We often think that progress, what to do, we have to fill the blanks with the words related to various aspect technology listed in the box. It means that we have to fill the words which will be related to the various aspects of technology. So we often think that progress is shown as things get bigger and bigger, buildings get taller, bridges get longer, road get wider, more and more people have more and more things. That memory of household computers used to be measured in kilobytes, it is now usually measured in gigabytes or even terabytes, a unit that is almost a billion times the size of the kilobytes. So the next paragraph we are having here, by thinking about computers should remind us that size is not everything. Though the memory of the merchant household computer may dwarf that of a model with 20 years ago, the contemporary machine itself is probably much smaller and neater than its predecessor. We might also say that as technology advances, it gets smaller. We have already seen the benefits of miniaturization, not only in computer hardware but also in cameras that are smaller enough to be entrusted into the human body and travel through organs and blood vessels. Nanotechnology promises to create machines that are very smaller, no bigger than tiny microbes. Though for most of us, it is difficult to imagine how you can construct things that are too small to be seen by the naked eye. Naked eye. Now we are having grammar portion of course book on page number um, on page number 142. So you have to listen me carefully, students, please. A conditional clause is a subordinate clause that say what the circumstances are for something to happen. Conditional clause, that laptop will work on condition that it has a new battery. It means a conditional clause means we have one condition, then we will do the work. After having we are having the condition, so after completing the condition we can complete our work, and without that completing the condition we cannot do our work. The laptop won't work unless you buy a new battery. Conditional clauses may begin with words such as if, unless, as long as, providing only. If one condition, a few more examples are given below. Condition clauses may begin with words such as if, unless, as long as, providing only. If one unconditioned, a few more examples are given below. It means that we will use these conditional clauses which are if, unless, as long as, providing only on conditions. Well, if water boils, it turns to steam. Means that if the water boils, then it will turn to steam. When he eats breakfast, he feels better all day. It means that if he does not take breakfast, he will not feel or he does not feel better all the day. It means that we are having here the condition clause. So we are having here example of course book exercise E of grammar. We are having the question, complete these sentences with a conditional clause or a main clause. Make sure all the examples above are used. Number one, we are having if the state of the art technology is created. Our country will get more jobs opportunity if the state of the art technology used. It means that we are having here condition clause. So next is we are having you can use the mobile. How can we convert this in conditional clause? You can use the mobile only if you complete your project. We are having here only if as a conditional clause. And in the first where we had if as a conditional clause. Now we're having your third sentence as long as you have all the necessary component. So how can we convert this? You can prepare the cake as long as you have all the necessary components. So we have used it as long as a conditional clause here. The fourth one we are having at present they can't do anything. At present they can't do anything unless they work hard. We have used here? We have used here the conditional clause unless. Number five sentence we are having here. He would be happy to lend you his gizmo. He would be happy to lend you his gizmo unless you use it carefully. It means that we have used again here the unless as a conditional clause. So we are having here the sixth sentence only if you can click the right button. The PC will work proper only if you can click the right button. So we have used it only as a conditional clause here. Number seven, we're having he will pass the exams. How can we make this sentence by using conditional clause? When he works hard, he'll pass the exams. So we have used here when as a conditional clause here. Number eight, we are having here she won't come back. So how can we convert this? She won't come back unless you call her. We have used here unless as a conditional clause. Number nine, we're having I get up at 7. How can we convert this? When I go to school, I get up at 7. Which conditional clause we have used here? We have used here when as a conditional clause. Now the 10th sentence we're having here, we will have to start the meeting without him. How can we convert this? If he comes late, we will have to start meeting without him. Means that what we have used here if as a conditional clause. Now students, we will do blanks of exercise B of course book. Complete the on page number 144. Complete the following sentences either with the conjunction if or the conjunction unless. So we have the blanks here and we have to fill them with the help of conjunction if and unless. Just we will use here if or unless. Number one, we're having dash my calculations are correct. They owe us as $20,000. So what we have used here as a conjunction if. Second sentence we are having here, you won't get to the airport on time unless you hurry up. So we have used here unless as a conjunction. Number third, we are having she is absolutely certain to fail dash. She works harder. So we have used here the conjunction unless. Number four, we are having here if it had not been for John's action, many more lives might have been lost. It means that we have used here if as a conjunction. Fifth one we are having, unless anyone can think of a better one, I suggest we stick to our original plan. So we have used here unless as a conjunction in fifth blank. Now we're having 6-1 will go in Sam's car if that's okay with you, Sam. We have used here if as a conjunction. Number 7 we are having if the bullet had gone in 2 millimeters higher, he would undoubtedly have been killed. So, we have here the bullet had gone in 2 millimeter higher, he would undoubtedly have been killed. It means we have used a conjunction if. Number 8 blank we are having here, unless I'm very much mistaken, told Linda Lee, the film star over there. So we have used here unless as a conjunction. So, students, now we will come on workbook. Please open your workbook and whatever I have taught you recently, you have to take screenshots and you have to write on your copy and also on your book, work on the book you will do. So we are having here the comprehension. I'm starting. It is not uncommon for animals to play a part in scientific research, but most of them remain anonymous and none of them have achieved the international fame of Dolly the sheep. Dolly made scientific history when she was the first animal to be cloned from an adult cell. Her birth took place on 5 July 1996 at the Roslin Institute near Dolly made scientific history when she was the first animal to be cloned from an adult cell. Her birth took place on 5 July 1996 at the Roslin Institute near Edinburgh in Scotland. When the birth was announced in February 1997, the world's press could not get this for their fast enough. Dolly was the most photographed sheep ever. It means that we're having here the sheep, and her name was Dolly. She was made by a person, and it was made in Institute of Roslin. It was made by a person. It means it was made by the institute. So it was not generated, or it was not made by Allah or God. It was just the maybe it was a fake kind of a sheep, so it was not real actually. Number 2 paragraph we are having here, some people wondered if the cloning of Dolly was a hoax, but the event had indeed taken place and was considered a very serious event. Not only was her cloned, but a scientific breakthrough of tremendous importance. It gave rise to much debate about the social and ethical implications of the event. Number third paragraph we are having is some accuse the Roslin scientists headed by Land Vermont of playing card reproduction should be undertaken only by natural process and any other process was unthinkable. People seem to forget that it was a sheep and not a human that had been cloned, and there was much debate about what effect human cloning would have on the future of mankind. And what we are having here, there was much scaremongering about evil people making several clones of themselves and adding to the miseries of the world. One German newspaper raised the possibility of a regiment of clone Hitler's bringing destruction to the world. Some parents even took false hope from the news of Dolly that they might somehow replicate children who were dying or even children who were dead. Now we're having here fifth paragraph. One of the major problem was the people did not understand what had happened or why it had happened, and people feared the unknown. To be fair, it was difficult to get one's head around the fact that it was possible to create an animal that was an exact copy of and had exactly the same genetic makeup of another animal. Previously, cloning had been thought of only in terms of the plant world. Number 6 paragraph we are having here, this creation of Dolly, however, has opened up discussion on the possibilities of cloning, as one scientist pointed out. How Dolly, who was created, suggested that bone marrow cells might be used to help heal injuries to the heart, muscles, and other parts of the body. Now we are having here seven paragraph. You have to listen me carefully, please. His example indicates the reason behind the research which led to the creation of Dolly. Dolly's birth was a part of research into cloning of the purpose of treating disease in human, not for human cloning. Now we're having here the each paragraph. Nevertheless, Jollywood sparked of a debate on the ethical issue connected with human cloning. And to a lesser extent with animal cloning, there are also other issues to be taken into consideration as well. Several scientists working in the field of animal cloning have warned against attempts at cloning humans because of such risks as premature aging or disease. Now we're having here the ninth paragraph. Doris' premature death, which occurred in February 2003 when she was 6 years old as a result of a viral lung disease, brought more of these warnings. While most apes lived till about 12 years, Dolly only had half the average lifespan. Some speculated that cloning meant that Dolly already had a genetic age of 6 years at birth. The city Dolly's short telomeres as evidence of the aging process. It remains unclear if her death or the arthritis from which she had been suffering had anything to do with the fact that she had been cloned, but it caused concern about cloning generally. Now, come on page number 96 of our book, please. Now, we're having here the 10th paragraph. The talk of human cloning at the time of Dolly's birth was extremely premature. Even by the time Dolly death was announced, no instance of human cloning had been proven to have taken place, although several claims relating to this had been made. I think that many of us would agree with the reported comments of Dr. Griffith of the Roslin Institute. If a child was cloned, that would go over a barrier that I don't think society should cross. Now we're having here levels and we have to answer the following questions. One question we're having is describe the two reactions to the cloning of Dolly when the news for book. But I will further explain this passage to you and you have to listen me carefully please. Dolly was a sheep and Dolly made scientific history that no animal could make. Her birth took place on 5 July 1996 at the Roslin Institute near Edinburgh in Scotland. It's placed in Scotland. When her birth was announced, everyone was shocked. Few people thought that the cloning of Dolly was a hoax, but it was not a hoax actually. People were thinking reproduction should be undertaken only by natural process and by Allah. And it was true. People were confused at what is going on. She was made by cloning. Dolly's birth had a debate in the world on that time connected with human cloning and to a lesser extent with animals cloning. Dolly was died in 2003 at the age of 6 as a viral lung disease, while most animals died in the age of 12, but she took half age of them. It means that her birth was premature because she was just made in the Roslin Institute by a person. So she died very soon at the age of 6 years. We have a first question. So answer will be some people thought if it was a hoax while others were angry as it raised a lot of ethical issues. Question number 2 we are having here. State one reason given in the passage that explain the social and ethical furor created by Dolly. The answer is one of the reason was the people did not understand the circumstances and factors that led to Dolly's creation. Another reason was that people feared at the unknown. So we are having a question number 3. What was the original purpose of the research that led to Dolly's creation? What was the research not intended for? The answer we are having here, the original purpose was to study how cloning could help with advanced treatment of human disease. Human cloning was not intended. Number 4 question we are having here, what was Dolly's health condition like at the time of her death? She was suffering from the arthritis and viral lung disease. We are having here level 2 and question 5. What is the writer's side as a frightful consequence with far-reaching effects if human cloning take place? So the answer will be it it would be when evil people clone themselves and premature suffering in the world. We are having here question number 6. What evidence was provided to suggest that Dolly aged prematurely? The answer is Dolly's short telomeres at the time of her death suggested that she aged prematurely. Now we are having here uh, one table and we have to fill in the table to show the social, ethical and medical implications of the Dolly events and the human cloning issue that followed. So we have here implications, few implications, and we have to tell the social, ethical, and medical implications of the Dolly's event. Number first, we are having social. Evil people might clone themselves and add to the mysteries of the world. Parents might replicate their dead, dying children. And what's the ethical of Dolly's event? First is origin, scientists playing God bypassing the natural process of reproduction. And the second we are having here, if humans are cloned, they may have premature health problems as seen in Jolly's early death from disease. Number third, we are having the medical implication. The birth of Dolly proved that the adult human cells are more versatile than expected. And the second we are having here, cloning as a method of advanced therapy of human disease is possible. It means that what you will make yourself or the thing which is made by a person, it will not be uh, very strong. It will be weak and it must have some kind of diseases. Now we are having here the level 3, write a word or a short tries to explain the meaning of the following word as they are used in the passage. First, we're having here anonymous word. It was used in first paragraph, and we have to try to explain the meaning of the following word as they are used in the passage. And we have to just try what will be the meaning. Anonymous means undefined, unidentified. Unidentified. And now we are having be here implications and what will be the short meaning, suggestion, not spoken but understood. It was used in paragraph 2. So we are having is the C is applicate and the meaning reproduced, it was given in paragraph 4. Number D we are having here premature, too early, and it was in paragraph 8. Now in E we are having barrier, a boundary it was used in paragraph 10. Now we have come on exercise A on workbook page number 99. Please, students, you have to take the screenshots as well. The question is, each word listed in the box relates to one of the three different areas of technology: aircraft and aviation, cars and motor wheels, computer and computing. Write these words under the correct headings. Now we are having three headings here. Number one is aircraft and aviation, number two cars and motor wheels, and third is computer and computing. So we are having here three columns, and we have to tell what will be written and what word will be written in which column. So first is aircraft and aviation. So we will write here altimeter, autopilot, clutch, cockpit, drag, flaps, fuselage, tailplane, tailfin, thrust, undercarriage, undercarriage, and wingspan. So, the next one we are having cars and motor wheels. Automatic, bonnet, bumper, disc brake, indicator, internal combustion engine, servo, power, steering, radiator, grill, transmission. And in the third column, we are having computer and computing. So byte, cookie, hard drive, memory, stick, pixel, server, table, touch screen, wireless, webcam, and Wi-Fi. These words will come in computer and computing. So we are having here the exercise B of workbook, page number 100 of grammar. Sorry, it's we are having here vocabulary portion of workbook. Um, we are having here a few blanks. Many technical words in English have their origins in word from ancient Greek or Latin. Try to complete the following words using the short definition of the word itself and the explanation of its Greek or Latin root. Number one, we are having dash. So what will be written in first? It, it is the we had picture, and what should be used here? So we have added here helico, and it will make helicopter. Flying machine. Patron means wing in Greek. Patron means wing in Greek. And second, we are having tele. And what should be added here? Scope. Telescope. Device for seeing thing at distance. Tele means at a distance in Greek. Now we are having Cholo in blank 3. What should be added here? Gram. Hologram, a 3D image of something. Holo means whole in Greek. Number 4 we are having here meter. What should be added here? Thermometer. Thermometer, a device for measuring temperature. Metro means measure in Greek. What will be written in fifth two blanks? First is a dash, fridge. Third is also applying. What should be written here? First is what should be added here? Re and aerator means refrigerator, a device for keeping food cold. Frigus means cold in Latin. So, students, now we will come on grammar portion. Number A, we are having here combine each of the following pairs of sentences into a single sentence containing a conditional clause that begins with the word or phrase given in the brackets. For example, we shall have a picnic tomorrow. The weather must be fine provided that we shall have a picnic tomorrow, provided that the weather is fine. Now we're having here first is you can go, you must be home by 10 o'clock on condition that. How can we make this? You can go on condition that you are home by 10 o'clock. Now second is there will be enough biscuits for everyone. People should only take one each. If. How can we use this? There will be enough biscuits for everyone if people one each. The third we're having here, you will be there by 6 o'clock. The traffic may make you late unless. So, you will be there by 6 o'clock unless the traffic makes you late. We have made this slide. Now, we are having here fifth blank. I don't care who else comes. What matters is that my best friend picture is there. So, we have to, uh, the, so long as, we have to use it so long as. You will be there by 6 o'clock unless the traffic makes you late. And fourth, with the car will start, there must be petrol in the tank. We have to use air provided that. How can we use this? The car will start provided that there's a petrol in the tank. So fifth, we are having I don't care who else comes. What matter is that my best friend Peter is there so long as. We have to use here so long as. I don't care who else comes so long as my best friend Peter is there. So six, we are having here we will still go camping. It may rain or thunder. So we have to use here even if. We will still go campaign even it rains or thunder. So we had combined each of the following pairs of sentences into a single sentence containing a conditional clause that begins with the word or phrase given in the bracket. It means that we have just combined two sentences, and by using the pairs of the sentences in the we have just converted the two sentences or pair of sentences in the one single sentence, and which was containing a conditional clause. It means that we just used the conditional clause here. Now we are having complete the following dialogue using the word and phrases in the box. We are having here the dialogue and we have to use the using the words and phrases in the box. Number one, could you come into work on if necessary? B, why what's happening? A, the boss is asking for volunteer. We might get a big order from Singapore that would have to be dealt with very quick. B, how likely are we to get it? It depends on a number of factors. She says mainly on whether we offer a better deal than our competitors. B, when will we know by tomorrow, provided that everything goes according to plan. Anyway, we are you available. It's possible that I might be. In fact, I will be unless I'm picked up to play for the club team. Which club team is that? The cricket club, by the way, would be paid extra for working on a Saturday. The boss hasn't said anything about that yet, but if she wants people to come in on Saturday, she'll have to make it worth their while, don't you think? Perhaps still giving the chance, I'd rather play cricket. So students, you have to listen the home task here. Do practice of the exercise D of course book of vocabulary. Do exercise B of course book of vocabulary. Do practice of exercise A of vocabulary of workbook. Students, I hope that you have got these all the unit and the comprehension and all vocabulary and grammar portion. You have to practice all these at home. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.